You wondering where I got everything? My clips, my top, my bottom, and my makeup bag, they're all from AliExpress. I'm pretty sure they have it on Temu as well. But I just realized that I haven't done one of these chit chat get ready with me literally in a whole entire year. So I was thinking this is the perfect time to do it. So let's go. We're gonna get into my full detailed makeup routine for when I go out, when I go on a date night, when I go on a girls' night, anything possible, anything you could think of. This is the exact routine that I do. I'm not a complicated girl and I'm not really the most perfect makeup artiste, but I sure know what's good for a little, you know? I need to clean my makeup bag. So guys, we have a lot to talk about for sure. If you are a true follower, you would know that I have broke my foot when I was in Thailand about like 2 weeks ago. So we're gonna talk about what happened. I wish it was more interesting, but it's really not. Okay, so this is something that I had picked up last year. Every time let's say that I'm having a cute night, or if I want pictures taken or just anything, I put on these contact lenses. My friend Issa actually put me on. So this is the brand. Where is it? Oh, so this is the brand. We're not gatekeeping nothing. I always get asked about all of these questions on TikTok, but then like, you can't pin comments anymore. So, you know, it's kind of hard these days. So this is like a Korean contact lens brand. Let's say if I go see a show, if I want to see clearer, I put on a contact lens, but I'm not like blind or anything. It's not like I can't see anything, you know? I put on these is like the one day ones. This is what I prefer. Actually, I'm gonna put on the other color. They're all really cute, but my favorite ones is definitely the olive one and the gray ones. This is also from Olens. They ship to the States. I don't know. This is what it looks like. I don't know why. I feel like every time I put these on, it just makes I feel like somehow it puts the whole entire makeup together. It kind of makes you look more awake. You guys gonna see. You see it? It's not like a huge difference, but it just lightens up. Like I feel immediately like, I don't know how to explain it. I love these down. And also when you're out and about, it's really good to be able to just see everything clearer. Now, see how pretty they are? They are so good. These are my favorite. Now let's get into the makeup. Okay, so last year I actually started using the rolled glazing milk. My friend Z actually put me on. This is actually very, 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 very much tea. I feel like I've seen a huge difference in my skin after I started using this. I actually bought this because my friend Z was using it one day and I used it and I was like, wait, this is so good. And then the price is really good. I also tried some of her other products, but this one is definitely my favorite. Okay, so let's do a little recap of what happened to my foot. I wish it was more interesting, but I feel like you guys deserve an answer from me, don't y'all? Wait, hold on, let me just get into it. I don't know how to do this while I'm talking. Then we're gonna go with, this is nothing new. I've been using this for literally since 2022. The Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I feel like the key to a really clean and put together makeup is all about the priming. I came back to China about almost a month ago. I stayed in China for a little bit and then I flew to Vietnam to meet up with my friends Thuy and Chantal. If you have seen my previous vlog, I've been meaning to go to Vietnam for literally forever, ever since I met Thuy. It was actually my first time ever. It was so much fun. If you guys have not been, I really recommend you guys going. It's so cheap and the shopping is so good. Everyone speaks pretty good English. Like, I feel like you could actually get around pretty easily in Vietnam if you don't speak Viet. Because in China, you kind of, at least where I'm from in Beijing, I don't think you can get around that easy. If you're like completely new here as a tourist, it's not that easy to get around if you only speak English. Not saying that you are not gonna survive, but anyways, I completely recommend everyone to go to Vietnam. Amazing food, amazing people, amazing culture, amazing shopping. I did some good damage, but then really good price, so I don't regret it. And then we go with this Tatcha silk canvas. This has not changed. This is something that I've been using also for 3-4 years. This is just so good, and this is so huge. All you need is literally a little scoop, and this one lasts me a pretty long time. We went to 2 islands in Thailand. So we went to Koh Samui first for 3 nights, and then we went to Phuket, which is where we spent our New Year's Eve. So I broke my foot the very last night of our trip in Phuket. I'm always interrupting myself. And then I go with this one size securing the blur. You see how much I use this? The logo is gone. But I love one size products. I think this is definitely one of my favorite brands. See how much I prank, but trust me, this is the last step. We're staying at this hotel that's literally an hour away from where everything is. We went out our last night, and obviously on our way back home, we knocked out and we slept for like an hour. When we got to our hotel, we were all like zombies, just like trying to stay awake. But then we had to wait for a little tuk-tuk to take us to our villa. And that tuk-tuk took forever to come. So you know when you're like half asleep, half awake, not really sure what's going on? We got on that tuk-tuk really at 3 a.m. getting back to our villa. When we finally got to our villa, when I got out of the tuk-tuk, I didn't stand straight. So I missed a step. I basically was like, and then I fell. I was wearing my beloved Givenchy platform slides, which is these. I blame them. Well, it's not completely the shoe's fault, but it's a part of the problem. And then I go with these Milk Skin Tint. Skin Tint is definitely something that I started using last year and I completely fell in love with, because I realized that not every day I need a full coverage, and this just feels lighter, and it kind of gives you full coverage but not in a cakey thick way, which is what I love. I cannot lie, I really don't think I have used foundation in like half a year, because I just realized that I don't need to. Something new that I also picked up is using these Morphe brushes. This is the Morphe brush in 104. Love these. I'm afraid they have changed my makeup routine for the better. If you've been following me for a long time, I always have been a beauty blender girl, because I just wasn't confident enough to use these brushes. And then after I started using them, I was like, hold on. They just make your makeup look so much cleaner, and I just love how it looks. Like, oh my god. Specifically these Morphe ones. Every brush I use are from Morphe. Anyways, I fell, right? And then mind you, I fell a couple of times in my whole entire lifetime. I'm 27 years old. I have fell a couple of times. So I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna just walk it off, you know? I'm gonna just walk it off. And then mind you, there's like so many stairs to the villa even after we got dropped off. And as I was walking those stairs, I was like, oh my god. I was like, this time it feels so much more different. I was like, oh my god, this is bad. But I just didn't think too much of it. And then I was like, okay, we called room service for an ice bucket. And I was like, I'm just gonna ice my foot and hoping for the best. I wake up, it surely did not become better. It was way worse, actually. I was like, oh my god, I literally couldn't even stand straight, and I couldn't walk without limping. And I was like, because we were supposed to go to the airport that day and head to Bangkok. And I was like, oh my god, it's so bad. but I was not trying to scare myself because nobody wants that to happen while you're in a foreign country. Okay, then I blend everything with a little sponge. This is from Morphe as well. It's like the tiniest sponge ever. So I just kind of like blend it out because when I use brushes, it doesn't blend out perfectly. So we have to use this kind of just. So I end up going to the hospital in Phuket. See, I told y'all I wish the story was more interesting. It's really not. It's really not dramatic. Every single time I've been telling everyone, oh my God, I broke my foot. They're like, what happened? I'm like, I fell. It's not entertaining at all. I go with these Huda Beauty bronzer. This is also something new that I had picked up last year that I absolutely love. This is in the shade Latte. I think Huda Beauty is like one of my new favorite brands from last year that I started using. Ooh, so this is supposed to be like a blush and bronzer combined. So it has kind of like a pinkish red tone with it, which I love because I'm not really a bronzer person. Oh my God, this is like kind of dying. I'm just not. And then I go with this brush in 242. Also from Morphe. So yeah, I get to the hospital. Mind you, the hospital was super, super pretty. It's like a really nice hospital. And they were super accommodating. It was no issue. My friend Chantal actually went with me. They even had a Starbucks in there and I got to try their matcha latte. They had this like sweet potato treat. It was so good. We need that in America. Anyways, I go there and I'm like, oh, I broke my foot. I'm like, I can't walk. So I got on a wheelchair. I was like, this is the second time I've ever been on a wheelchair after I got my boobs done. This is not new. So I got wheeled around and then I saw the doctor. We took an x-ray. The x-ray actually got, so this is an x-ray. The x-ray actually got a picture of my little gems on my toe. Still a bad bitch even when you take the x-ray.
I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
Oh my God, my lips are so dry. Also something I picked up this year is the Lawless lip plumping mask. I love it. So I go take the x-ray and then the doctor gets my x-ray. I'm really hoping that, okay, I probably just sprained my ankle, sprained my whatever. They're just gonna push it back or do some magic trick, I don't know. I go in the doctor's office and then he's like looking, not stressed, but he was like, and I was like, oh shit. He shows me the picture. He's like, okay, so basically there's 3 different zones when you break your foot, your ankle. There's zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. He was like, zone 1 is usually when you sprain your ankle or sprain your foot or whatever. Zone 2 is when you have a fracture. He was like, you, zone 2. And I was like, me, zone 2? Okay, that's not how it went down. But that's basically what it meant. So I was like, oh shit. So he was like, you have fractured your foot. And I'm hearing the word fracture. I'm just not really completely understanding the idea of what it means. I'm like, what does it mean? He's like, this is literally, he keeps on repeating this to me and my friend Chantal. He was like, you broken. You broken. I was like, me broken? Broken. He's like, you broken that. You broken. I was like, oh shit. It's so funny. Growing up, you always see kids in these casting and stuff. And as a kid, you always see these, especially boys, because they're just like a little bit more active and stuff compared to girls. So I'm just like, oh my God, that better never happen to me, you know? And bitch, whatever. The day has arrived. My blushes, I use Rare Beauty in Grace and Huda Beauty in Ube. I usually this is my favorite cream blush of all the entire time. I love to mix this with any like lighter cream blushes. Cause you know, I've had this specific blush since 2023 or 2022. Whenever it came out. Whenever blush became a thing. So the doctor looked at my foot and then he just bandaged me up and he said I didn't even need the casting, which is really good. And he said I didn't need surgery. So I had just decided that I was just gonna go home to China, which is where I am right now, instead of going to Bangkok, because it just didn't make sense to me anymore. I was not about to be using the crutches, walking around. That's crazy. So while traveling in Bangkok, that's gonna be a burden to me and my friends. So it was just not happening. So I learned how to use crutches for the first time ever. I hated them, but whatever, I had no choice. So the same day, I basically just flew back to China, and I skipped my trip to Bangkok, which is really annoying, but it's not really annoying because I'm really grateful for all the places we have been already, and we had such a good time in Phuket. We went on a boat, we ate so good every day. Like, I did everything that I wanted already, so I'm just not gonna complain about it, you know? Plus, what was really, really sweet was before leaving the hospital, like right before we left, I was already on my wheelchair accepting my new fate for the next month. I was like, oh my God, I can't walk for that long, but whatever. Sorry to cut myself off. This Fenty concealer, I don't know my shade because it's not on there anymore, but this Fenty concealer I love. I've been using this for quite a while now. It's a little bit cakey, but it's not like cakey in a bad way. It's very good coverage, and it's so creamy, and it blends really nicely with all your other makeup. You'll see. Right before I left, when I was trying to accept my fate, this girl who's clearly from Thailand had come up to me. She was like, oh my God. She was like, I'm a big fan. And I said, big fan? Me? Of me? I was like, oh my God. She was like, oh my God, I watch all your YouTube, right? All the good stuff. And I was just so, because I just never realized that I could have an audience in Thailand. But anyways, she said the sweetest things to me. And it was the most motivating words to someone. It just, I don't know. Sometimes you need some good motivation on your not so good day, which is when I was on a wheelchair having a broken foot. And in that moment, I literally started crying, and then she started crying, and it was the cutest thing ever. And I was like, okay, this is not so bad after all. If I never broke my foot, I would have never ended up at the hospital, and then she would have never met me. She even said that. She was like, oh my God, I never knew that I was gonna meet you since we're so far away from each other. And that just made me, I don't know why, it just made me so emotional. I was just, oh my God, like the idea of someone thinking that she was never gonna meet me because we're so far apart. I don't know, something about it is so bittersweet. Obviously we took pictures, so shout out to this girl. Her name is KJ. I remember, if you're watching this, thank you so much for making my horrible day not so horrible. Okay, and then I go with this e.l.f. brow gel. I just started gelling my brows literally last year. I bought these brow gel randomly at, I think CVS or something, or somewhere. And I just kind of really like it. It's not so crazy, but it's just something light to have my brows put together. Okay. I'm a true believer in fate. So I realized that, okay, the universe wanted me to hear those words from her on like basically the first day, second day of the new year. It was like some really good affirmation she has said to me. And I realized that things could be worse, and it's completely fine. And I'm almost walking again. At this very moment, I have officially broke my foot for almost 2 weeks. Obviously, when I post this, hopefully I'm gonna be even better. But now I can walk a little bit. Like, I think I started walking. I'm not like walking. I haven't gone out, like outside in quite a while since, girl, I haven't gone out at all. I haven't seen the outside world basically ever since I came back. I'm excited to see the outside world again, but it's been really nice just to be at home chilling. I actually finished 2 books, which is something that I really wanted to pick back up in 2026. I said I was gonna do that last year, and I never did it. I I read like 1 book last year. So I already read 2 books in the past few days, which I'm so happy about. I'm gonna keep on doing that. I wanna at least read 1 book like each week. I think that's something so minimum that I can do because I'm not the fastest reader, but I can manage. So if you have any good book recommendation, please leave comment down below. I finally read The Nightingale. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever cried reading a book. And literally today when I finished it, I was sobbing. I was like, this is so sad. So that's what's been happening. I'm just like super grateful because when I first, obviously I was kind of desperate when I first got back to China. I was like, oh my god, like I can't walk, I can't go down the stairs, like you really need your foot because I couldn't do anything. Like even getting up from the bed and just to go to the bathroom was so annoying. Okay, so this is something that I have not changed. I've been using these Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. It's sort of called pressed powder, right? For so long. I'm in the shade 2. So when I travel, I just buy a smaller one so that I save some space. And I go with this Puff Buff from Huda Beauty. So I just set my face first. Oh wait, hold on. Let me blend it first, real quick. I realized how much help you actually need, and I started having gratitude, and I became very grateful for the fact that I don't have to worry about like going to work or you know what I'm gonna eat because I have someone here to help me to cook. I have someone here feeding me. I have someone here carrying me if I was to ever fall again. Hopefully not. I don't ever want to fall again. I'm traumatized. I'm just super grateful that I have the help that I need. I don't have to worry about a lot of things even when I'm literally in bed every single day. Yeah, that's my lesson learned, is being grateful and just not complain. Didn't want to complain at all about my horrible situation because I know things could be worse, and I just didn't want to put that in the air because if I start complaining, I'm gonna go into this deep rabbit hole of just complaints. But yeah, I'm really happy that I didn't complain. This Huda Beauty is Easy Bake Dual is something new that I have picked up this year as well. This is in the shade Pink Pumpkin. I love, love, love their powder. And it smells good. And the packaging is cute. Everything about it is cute. A tiny bit. It smells so good. We're almost done. So yeah, that's one of my New Year resolution as well, is to just not complain as much, because I complain so much, guys. I complain a lot. I've always been a big complainer. I want it to change. I want to complain less. I want to just be a little bit namaste. A lot of times complaints come from frustrations and impatience. So that's something that I definitely want to change this year. Also something new that I have done this year, last year, whatever, was I started seeing a therapist again. I actually haven't talked to a therapist in such a long time. Girl, the way I have gone through therapists, like some situationships, I started going to therapy in 2016 or 2017 is the first time I ever started trying, which is like about 10 years ago, because I was having a really bad relationship. I probably have gone through like, I kid you not, probably like 10 therapists. But the one that I have right now, I talked to her online. I really like her, and I think it has been super helpful in terms of just like talking my feelings, because I think things have changed a lot for me in the past few years, and I don't see myself confining in every single person. And it's always nice to just talk to someone that's getting paid to listen to you, because you know for sure they're listening. I talk to her once a week, and I told her that I wanted to do more this year, internally and externally. I just didn't want to repeat same patterns, and I want to be around different energy. Hopefully we can make those changes. I'm self-aware with a lot of things. I'm really self-aware, and I know what's going on most of the time. I try to, at least. But sometimes a girl falls for temptation. But only to a certain extent. I don't fall for a temptation in the worst way possible. I really hold myself accountable in that department. I can control. But I think in this new year, I think I can control a lot of things even better. So yeah, I can't really get into details about a lot of things, but you try to figure out what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want to improve on this year. And also traveling more, maybe even go on a solo trip. Okay, after I brush this off, I'm laughing because I'm looking at myself. I literally look quite the same from 20 minutes ago when I first started putting on makeup. This, it has to be my favorite thing that I started using this year, is this Huda Beauty blush filter palette. This is my favorite blush ever. I got the brush as well from Huda Beauty. So what I do is I don't just apply one color. I just do this and just look at it. It's like the prettiest blush. It's so subtle, and because I don't like crazy looking blushes. It's so subtle, and it has a bit of matte shimmering look in there. Oh my god, I love it so much. Period. I love it. And I'm not gonna put on eyeshadows today. I do have lash extensions and everything. I don't really put on eyeshadows. Also, my eyeshadow has not changed in the past 10 years. It's gonna be brown, orange, boring. So, you know, nothing interesting. There's something new I pick up on. I just go with whatever eyeliner. I have this Urban Decay eyeliner. I do have a little beauty mark here, so I'm just gonna... Boop. It makes a huge difference. At least I see it. You see it? I'm gonna go with this again, just to set my face. Another Morphe brush. I go with this One Size Powder Mouth Spray. This is such a good spray. It kind of just like puts everything together. It's called the Glass Setting Spray. So it kind of just, I don't know, it makes your, and even when your makeup is perfect, it makes it perfecter. It makes it perfecto. Oh. I love One Size. My favorite brands, One Size and Huda Beauty. I think you can tell. Also because I'm on their PR list. To my lip combo. Lip combo of the year, honey. I've been using this lip combo for almost a year now. I'm pretty boring in terms of makeup. I just always like to stick to the same exact thing. I don't really like to try new stuff. I just don't need to. So obviously I go with this One Size lip liner in the shade Ren 2, because Ren is always do, honey, when you see me. I'm joking. So yeah, what is everyone's resolution of the new year? Things have to change for me. I have to I don't know what has to change, but something has to change. It's a lot. It's been a lot. It's been a very dramatic year, guys. I had to I dealt with it, a lot of bullshit. But it's just, I'm not complaining about it, but I think it's a lot of lesson learned and a lot of decision making, and I'm really tired, you know. I filmed this exact same video a week ago and I decided to refilm it because I kept on sweating that day. I tend to sweat sometimes when I do my makeup and my makeup just looks so right? Okay, and then I go with this MAC lipstick. We love a good old MAC lipstick. This is in the shade Cream the Nude. My favorite nude lippy. So I filmed it last week, and when I started talking about how tired I was getting so angry. I was rewatching myself. I was getting so angry. Like I said, a lot of things has happened. But I wasn't getting angry at things that happened in my life. I was just more so getting angry at my surroundings, and not saying, I keep repeating myself, I just want to make it clear, I'm not talking about anyone specifically. I'm not talking about like my friends or anything. I'm just talking about my surroundings in general, just the people in my vicinity. Nothing is wrong with anyone nothing is wrong with anyone specifically, but I think it's the energy as a whole. When I filmed this part last week, I was getting so angry, and I'm not that angry anymore right now. After a week, it's crazy how things can change, right? And I really think it's because that in the last, for however long I have been back home in Asia, I just felt really grounded. I feel very relieved. I feel protected, safe, and in control, but more so grounded. And I think last week I was a little angry because of my foot as well. You know me and this gloss drip from Kylie Cosmetics, my go-to. This is in the shade Playfully Pink. You see it? Best gloss ever. If you don't have this gloss, I don't know what you're doing. It's just the perfect gloss. It looks so good in pictures and videos, and it lasts a really long time. Like, do you like it? I love it. I'm really happy that I'm just so far away from everything right now. And it's just so funny how things have changed, because I used to drain coming back home. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I used to drain from coming back home. I thought that I had find myself in a way being in the States, and before I always thought coming back was kind of making me losing my new self, if it makes sense. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed with everything that I have, whatever, friends, family, and everything. I have some traumas that had happened here that are just not really cute, but everyone has trauma. I'm not special just because I have certain traumas from here. And I'm not trying to gain sympathy or anything. It's just so annoying that I even have to explain this. Ugh. Well, you know, things are different these days. Not everyone can be sad, but I just want to put it out there. I had a lot of traumas that I had to deal with this place, and I was drained about coming back here. I'm like, oh my God, I have PTSD. Okay, it's not that bad. And it almost makes me emotional how things have changed after 10 years. I kind of am finding myself again at this place that I once drained so much coming back to. But at the end of the day, this is my home. This is the place that defines me. I'm so happy to be home, and I don't want to go back. I do want to go back, but I don't. Let me know what videos you guys want me to do while I'm back home, now that I can kind of walk again. So yeah, this makeup. This is gonna be the background pic. I'm so cute. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah.